What's the point? No one watches these videos. You're too old. Your voice sounds weird. You think anybody wants to subscribe to you? Your art is mediocre and childish. You're bald. Any of that sound familiar to you? Well, maybe not the bald part. Our inner voice, our inner critic, can be pretty harsh. It can stop us right in the middle of a creative project or shut us down faster than the health inspector. It happens to everyone, so you're not alone. There are ways to conquer it, and I want to lay out some examples of my inner saboteur, and how I use some simple tools to take a step back and kick that inner jerk to the curb. I'll lay out 3 specific ways in which imposter syndrome affects me, how I overcome those obstacles, and some tools for you to hopefully help when your head gets a little lippy on the comments. I used to do stand-up comedy. I tried for about 2 or 3 years to build up my skills, hitting open mics and running a monthly show at the Improv and playing bars and restaurants, honing my craft. It takes an enormous amount of effort and mental stamina to get up in front of small crowds and tell jokes. Sometimes these crowds, they don't want to hear those jokes. Like in a bar or a restaurant, people came there and it was open mic night, and they're not like me who came there because it was open mic night. That's all tough enough, but when you start comparing your set to another comedian, man. Sometimes one that's been doing it for like a career already, they're getting paid, and they've been doing it for years before you. It's an unwinnable battle. And comparison is probably the number one reason that I get imposter syndrome. Instead of focusing on myself, my progress, or my hits and misses on stage, I would focus on the host that just killed it, or the comedian who just got that Comedy Central special or something, when I should be looking at how I can improve. There we go. Yeah. Just barely touched that one. Okay, good. So the first thing that I have to remember is that comparison is the thief of joy. And that goes in both directions, because no one truly felt good talking negatively about another artist either. We feel a true satisfaction when we work hard to perfect our own craft and show up authentically for ourselves. Because even in failure, we can still say that we tried our best, or we did it with dignity and honor, and we can try again if we want to, with no shame. If we sit in judgment of another person, or judgment of ourselves, pretty much judgment of all kinds, it's no difference. Comparing what I do to another is not going to make me enjoy the process any more than I already do. I wonder if I can bounce this one hard enough to get up there. Oh, there we go. And this one up here, maybe? Nice. Currently, I stream video games on Twitch on the weekdays before my 9 to 5. And I have a really good group of friends that come hang out with me every day. They've been there for years with me and support my silly stream efforts no matter what weird game I decide to play. I have laughed so hard with them, and when my life fell apart during some tough times, like when my dad was passing away suddenly, they were there for me and held me up through a bunch of discussions and messages online when I just needed somebody. It's a small group, but they're amazing. And even with that kind of support, I get to a place some mornings where no one can make it. Like I'm just sitting there alone, speaking to an empty chat room for like 30 minutes or an hour. And those moments, my inner saboteur says, "You suck and are boring, and that's why no one's here right now." Or why don't you just give up on streaming altogether? No one would care if you stopped anyway. And the reality is that people have lives and jobs and families, and man, I really wanted that to bounce that guy. Stupid thing. And they can't be there for a whole 3-hour stream every day. And come on. Yeah, there we go. And I know this, I can step back from this, and I know the reality, that people have busy lives, and I'll be grateful for when they are there. But in the moment, I feel like an imposter. I feel like a joke. I feel like a waste of bandwidth. And I feel like ending stream right then. And it can be pretty painful internally. One example of when this was happening, I went for an hour without a single chat message, which is not usual. I have people that show up sometimes right when I'm starting, or at least within the first 15 minutes or so. And after an hour, I was really close to just shutting it down. And then I got a message from a friend, and they had a dentist appointment, so they couldn't be there in the beginning of the stream. We started talking, saying, "Hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming by." I didn't mention anything about how I was feeling. Dang it! Somehow I misclicked 3 friggin' balls. Oh my lord! Ugh. Let's see if we can bounce this one over to touch that one. Nope. Oh my lord! I messed this whole thing up. Dang it! I don't know how I did that. So we were talking, and then right after that, another friend says hi. And now I've got, 2 people there, and we're talking, and then I get raided by a friend of mine from Australia, and she brings in 30 freaking people, and it goes nuts. But she blasts in with this party of people, and the rest of the stream was just laughing and gameplay and so much fun, and it was like the whole rest of the stream was amazing. I was stuck in my head, not living in the moment and enjoying what life had for me, which was some free time to play a game and possibly hang out with friends. I was in my head imagining things that were not reality, that that nobody wanted to hang out with me because my stream sucked or because I suck or whatever, which is not the case. People had dentist appointments, people have lives. I don't have, massive amount of people showing up. So, the small dedicated group that I have just were busy that day. And it wasn't that they were not liking me. It had nothing to do with me. It had to do with them. Look at this right here. Oh my lord. I can't believe they're not touching and combining right. That is messed up right there. Let me see if I can bounce to them. Thank you. Jeez. And that's the kind of biggest takeaway, is that I'm not a mind reader. I need to live in the now and not the what if or the future or, doomsday thoughts in my head. When you look at the exact moment that you're in, living right in the moment, the exact activity you're involved in, the people that are around you, or the activity that you're doing. No, why did it do that? Oh my god. I keep somehow misclicking, and I'm trying to undo. Dang it. I need to live in the moment right now and just take these moves for what they are, I guess. Take my own advice here. But that's the thing, living in the moment and not getting into, future tripping or mind reading or trying to figure things out. Just look at what you're doing. What are the sounds, the smells of your current environment? Listen, a lot of things. My doctor even said when I was talking to her about improving my immunity, it was really just taking the stress down, taking the moments that we have for what they are, and just listening to the birds. Go outside and just chill out, and your perspective can shift dramatically. When you live in the moment, a lot of the things that you are thinking become kind of clear in a way that the negativity can melt away when you're current and you're not. Somebody said once to me, and this could be something that I don't know how many people have said it, but if you have 1 foot in tomorrow and 1 foot in yesterday, then you're just shitting on today. And that makes a whole lot of sense when I can be there in that mind space and I'm not feeling like an imposter, when I can step back and say, yes, that makes so much sense. And that's the mindset I'm taking today. It helps quite a bit. And the last thing I want to discuss on this topic is this YouTube stuff. And it's hard, y'all. I've been posting videos and making things that I was proud of for years. And to this day, my largest success that I've had on YouTube was a kitten video that I posted randomly on my personal channel. It got millions of views, and it was just me washing a kitten that had fleas that we found in our backyard. That was it. And I've made many other videos that I was really proud of that got no views or, hundreds of views and no likes and no comments, those kinds of things. And those were videos that weren't bad videos, and I was proud of them. And I reviewed the analytics, and I saw, people drop off after 1 minute of your latest video, or, this video is not performing at the level of your normal posts of videos, things like that. Can I bounce this orange one into this orange one? Probably not. Nope. What about this green one to that green one? Too heavy. And I have thought, what the hell is the point? But you know what? I like editing videos, and I like adding little effects, and I like adding little swoop sounds, and I like being funny and talking about life and games and whatever. And yes, I wish that others enjoyed it enough to, get me out of my 9 to 5 and, make it so that I could do some kind of creative career in this where I make fun videos for people. But you know what? I have a job that pays the bills, and I'm actually really good at it too. And the pessimist in me wants to shoot down anything I do, no matter what. But I need to be diligent in guarding my inner child with the power of positive self-talk. Analytics do not make you a bad person, or YouTuber, or gamer, or otherwise. They're just numbers on a page. They cannot tell you the value of yourself as a human, and I'm a good human. Nice. And then green again, yes. Oh, yes, that was a good triple there. If I believe that, then no numbers on a page for analytics about views and comments and subscriptions and all that stuff are going to change that. I started this channel as a place for me to kind of express true deep conversations on a variety of topics. And I had imposter syndrome just setting up the about information. How many channels will I create before I give up was my initial thought. It's like, man, I'm creating another channel, really? But this channel is different than the other ones that I've created. So I was like, okay, fine, look, stop. I had to tell that negative inner asshole that no, I want to try this idea, and I want to do what feels good to me. And you can take a back seat while I do it. I can't let my inner voice start, backseat gaming me on all my ideas. I have to kind of let my creativity take the wheel, and my positivity needs to be coming from myself before it comes from anybody else. In RuPaul's Drag Race, they always end the episodes with, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? And that is for damn sure. That's kind of where you have to start with this whole imposter syndrome stuff, is you have to love yourself first. And how do you do that? There's many ways to do it. I can't be the one to tell you how you need to be loved, because that's a long journey, and it's very personal. And I know that I have been trying to do it myself for many years, and I've found some good tools and some good people to rely on that I can come to when I'm feeling at my lowest. When I feel like I'm not good enough, I can call those people and be better just from talking to them. Expressing what I feel in a way that's authentic and not lying to myself or to others about what I'm really going through. I don't say I'm fine when I'm not fine. I'm not combining these very well here. I don't know that this pool session is going to go the way I want it. Oh, come on. Connect. There we go. Sometimes you're just bouncing around life trying to figure it out. And it doesn't always go your way. Sometimes you don't connect. And it's not that you're an imposter. It's just sometimes the chips need to fall where they may, and you have to roll with the punches. And you figure out, what's my next step here? Because what I'm doing is not working. And you're not a bad person for it. That's just life. And then sometimes things fall together. And you get a combo that works out. Sometimes it doesn't here with the combined note. There we go. Mega purple. Yes. We're all just kind of bouncing around this world, just trying to do our best anyway. Sometimes you just gotta stay out of your own way. And if it doesn't work, you just keep trying, keep bouncing into other people and seeing what you can do in this world. There we go, finally got the pink one. Jeez. Sometimes when you're not even trying, you get a high score. That's just how life is. You never know. And if you're too busy worrying about things and you're in your head about your imposter syndrome stuff, you might miss out on some adventure that you wouldn't have had if you had quit, if you stopped before the miracle happened, you know? It might not always work out. You might end up filling your screen with balls here and breaking the game, but also it might turn out pretty good. Might end up with a high score and max out. Nice. I want to end this video with one last thought on the imposter syndrome. I believe that perfectionism and how we were raised has a lot more to do with this attitude than we think. If you believe you grew up with unreasonable expectations, there are ways to overcome the never enough self-BS that we put ourselves through. You don't need to live up to someone else's standards, and you can choose to be happy with yourself as you are. I want to be the one person today that tells you that you are enough. You are great. And if you want to create, you should do it. You're not an imposter. You're a success. And I, for one, am grateful for you. It means the world to me that you've stayed and listened to me. If this has helped in any way to kickstart your positive self-talk, then let me know down below. I'm here for you and I'd love to discuss. And I'll see you in the next video.